This is the reason why I cannot stop buying XRP. It's been a crazy week, but we finally got some closure as far as the Form C, the SEC, the appeal information, and they're not adding that XRP as a security in that appeal. And now Ripple is going to submit their Form C. The last 12 hours has been crazy. Everybody's kind of understanding what's going on, right? But I got something special thanks to our friends at Thinking Crypto, Tony. This is probably one of the most recent interviews with Brad Garlinghouse, and he goes over so many different subjects. Shout out to him. But I want to show you this when it's about 7 minutes, and he talks about the SEC Ripple relationship and how we're going to win, right? Because it's a roach agency, and well, you will see how an XRP ETF is coming. They cannot do anything about it, and it's just a matter of time. So sit back, relax, guys. This is a good one. Enjoy.
Now, I think it goes without saying the SEC is a hurdle for many folks in the industry. Do you anticipate that they will block these ETF applications due to the appeal and other things that are happening?
You know, one interesting timing observation, so the SEC had until, I think I have exact dates here, but maybe bear with me if I get wrong by a day or two. I think they had until October 7th to file their appeal. And they filed it early. And they filed it early after getting 2 ETF applications for XRP. And you wonder, is that because they were trying to send a signal to the market? You look, I think the SEC is acting outside of the law, period. I think you have a rogue agency who, literally, as you're seeing in the Bitnomial lawsuit, a federal judge has ruled that XRP in and of itself is not a security. Yet the SEC is calling people saying, well, we still think XRP is a security. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the different laws about what can and can't be done. But, if you have someone going out and that's not acting within the law. Like, in my judgment, a kind of lay person as a non-lawyer, it's just not what you expect from your government. And, if you've lost, you can appeal, and it may, there's, I think, a small chance, but if they get that changed in the appeal, if they chose to actually try to appeal, is XRP a security, which they haven't even said they're going to do.
Right.
But yet they're going out into the market saying they still think XRP is a security. This is not ethical behavior.
Yeah. And it's funny. I saw a report this morning that Gurbir Grewal, the former director of enforcement, he came out saying, the SEC needs clarity from Congress. There needs to be rulemaking so we can regulate the market better. But when he was at his position at the SEC, he was saying something different. So it's so strange. It's almost, I don't know what's going on there.
Strange. Like you're being kind, you're being generous. Look.
I'm just going to say, guys, just think when we beat the SEC and when Gary Chair Gensler is no longer in front of the agency, where do you think the price of XRP is going to go? That's why I keep buying, and I cannot stop buying because it's just the easiest play ever. It's going to be a lot of volatility, and shorts and longs will be liquidated before the pump, but we're going to go high.
Hey, one of the things I've enjoyed about, we're obviously here at Ripple's Swell Conference, and one of the things I enjoyed about the people on stage yesterday is I thought there's a lot of candor. I thought there's a lot of people kind of speaking truth, if you will. And, when I hear stories like that the former head of enforcement is, after I think he was within the walls of the SEC for a couple of years, to leave and then say that, hey, we need clarity, get like, this is not what we as a citizenry should want from our government. I don't, eventually it will be fixed because Chair Gensler will not be the chair at some point soon. We can debate how soon, we can debate who will be next. But I think no matter who.
Just saying, guys, he's probably going to win. Donald J. Trump, when that happens, Gary Gensler will be fired. Somebody pro-crypto could be at it and to the moon.
Wins this election, I think, Gary Gensler's days as the chair of the SEC are numbered.
But Brad, do you think this is part of a larger macro problem of disruption is happening? The technology you provide is disruptive. Crypto, blockchain is all disruptive, and the incumbents and even people in the government are struggling, and they're just having a knee-jerk reaction. Like, we don't understand this. We don't know where the currency is going. You know, in the traditional system, we know what the Treasury is doing. We know what the Fed's doing. We can monitor where liquidity is going, but now it's going to crypto tokens. And for them, it's like, pump the brakes, do whatever you got to do to roadblock all of these things.
I don't know that it's that coordinated. I mean, you're seeing other leading financial markets, London, Tokyo,
Sure,
Geneva, Switzerland, like the UAE and Dubai. These are all financial capitals of the world. You're seeing all of those markets with regulatory frameworks. They've leaned in. They've said, hey, we think it's here to stay.
Yeah.
We think it adds value. We think it can actually be accretive, if you will, from making the financial infrastructure more efficient. That's good for everybody.
Yeah.
So to see the United States, well, in particular the SEC, and I'll say the Biden administration's approach to crypto, I think, has been deeply flawed. And it's not really just the SEC, right? You have you've read about Operation Choke Point 2.0.
Yeah.
I personally have been debanked. I think a lot of crypto companies have trouble getting bank accounts.
Wow.
These are frustrating realities that really are, I think, acting outside of the legislative authority that Congress has given some of these agencies. It's frustrating for sure. This is why Ripple has fought the good fight.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that the industry needed people to step forward and fight the good fight with the SEC. And I'll maybe slightly arrogantly say, I think it's emboldened the community around crypto to be more aggressive with the SEC. You saw crypto.com filed suit. Obviously, Consensus filed suit against the SEC. And so obviously the SEC has lost more than a few times when it comes to their crypto approach. You have, I'm going to mispronounce the commissioner's name. A recent commissioner was on CNBC, and he said,
Mark Ueda?
Yes, Ueda, thank you. And he said, he described the SEC's approach to crypto as a disaster.
Yeah.
I agree with Commissioner Ueda. Unfortunately, Chair Gensler, I think, has put his head in the sand and wants to create laws that don't exist. His SEC created this idea that digital asset security. It's fiction. There's no legal basis for this.
And it's funny, they're being hypocritical. In one case, they'll say, we apologize, we didn't mean to cause confusion. And in the next case, we're using this term. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, particularly with Binomial, they're using actual documents from a case they lost against Ripple, but not acknowledging that they lost the case. And it's like, wait a minute. I mean, again, I don't know what's legal and illegal because I'm not a lawyer, but I do know what's right and wrong. That isn't right.
Yeah.
That isn't appropriate. The United States government should not be picking winners and losers in a market. That isn't the government that the United States, that we all as U.S. citizens, I think, believe in.
Right.
And, people forget that before the SEC got involved in the ETH, is it or is it not a security, and is around 2018, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset.
I remember that.
XRP, baby, that's what I'm saying. It was back in the time that I wasn't even involved in crypto. But we're getting back to those levels, guys, very soon.
The SEC gets involved. They kind of give upward pressure to ETH. They give downward pressure to XRP. Eventually, I think those things sort out over a long arc of time. I think XRP will stand on its own with regulatory clarity. I think we already have it, but we need to keep that fight going. But XRP serves a very compelling use case around payments, given its speed, given its low cost, given its scalability. I think you're going to have a lot of winners in the crypto world. I believe very much in a multi-chain world, and XRP will, I think, clearly be one of the winners in that ecosystem.
XRP will clearly be one of the winners in the crypto ecosystem. Guys, that was a very compelling. I just had to borrow it from our friends that are thinking crypto. And I wanted to give them a shout out because that was, 7 minutes and it's longer, right? But it's really important to understand why we're buying XRP and why we're believing that Ripple is fighting the good fight. And I, when I watched this, I'm like, I got to share with you guys because it's phenomenal. Great information. So the latest was that in the Ripple case, they does not challenge their ruling that XRP is not a security, says Ripple chief legal officer, right? Stewart. So here it is. At this time, guys, I'll tell you, we're so bullish. We're so ready. BTC passing 68, close to 69,000. It's just a matter of time. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you wanted to make this video just to show you some of the latest and put everything in one piece, and I think this was an excellent conversation. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.